Thousands of people around the world have listened to this and felt their anxiety fade away, their fear dissolve, their minds gently reprogrammed for peace, for safety, for healing. This is more than just a voice. It's a frequency that speaks directly to your subconscious, calming your nervous system, quieting the noise within, and reminding your body and soul that you are safe. Right now, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to fight anything. You don't even need to understand everything. Just press play and receive. As this vibration flows through you, you may notice your breath slowing down, your heart softening, and your entire being relaxing into a deeper state. This is where the healing begins. It's night. One of those nights when the world outside feels calm, but inside the noise is loud. Your mind is racing. Your heart feels tight. And deep down there's this quiet knowing. Something needs to change, even if you don't know what. Have you ever felt that? You lay down, close your eyes, but rest doesn't come. Your thoughts run wild like a race you never entered. Old fears, unfinished conversations, what ifs, why me? They all show up, just when you crave peace the most. But tonight, something is different. Tonight, a soft voice reaches into the quiet spaces of your soul. This voice you hear now, it isn't just sound, it's energy, it's presence, it's something greater, something sacred. It's a gentle invitation to a deeper kind of rest, not just for your body but for your spirit. Let this play while you sleep, because while your body drifts into rest, your soul begins to awaken. And in that quiet space between stillness and sleep, something miraculous begins to unfold. You don't need to figure it all out right now. You only need to allow. Allow yourself to feel held, feel safe, to feel restored, to let go just for tonight. This is the beginning of a journey back to yourself, back to peace, back to gratitude, back to faith. You are not alone here. As you listen, something inside begins to shift. Your cells receive new signals. Old beliefs begin to melt. Blocked energy starts to flow freely. There is nothing to fight, nothing to fix, only this. Listen, and let this frequency care for you. Deeply, gently, fully. What happened today doesn't matter. What tomorrow holds can wait. Right now, there is only you. And this moment. This moment is sacred. This moment is healing. This moment is love in motion. Sleep with this. Not with fear. Not with guilt. Not with worry. Sleep wrapped in presence. Wrapped in grace. And just watch. The miracle has already begun. While your body rests, something deep within you begins to awaken. It's not the mind, it has spoken too much today. It's not the body, it has finally found rest. It's the soul, silent, ancient. It uses the quiet of the night to do what only the invisible can do, to care for you from the inside out. You don't hear it with your ears. You feel it. You remember it. It's as if a part of you whispers, I know this peace. I remember this feeling. Because even if you forgot yourself for a while, your soul never left. It waited. With patience, with love, with faith. And now, in this moment, as this vibration touches your field, it begins to rearrange what was out of place, clears what was clouded, soothes what was anxious, embraces what was forgotten. You don't need to try. You don't need to strive. Just breathe. Just allow. While you sleep, the soul retraces the path. It rebuilds the bridge between who you are and who you came here to be. Maybe you'll wake up tomorrow not knowing why, but feeling a new lightness, softened gaze, a quiet sense that something, even something small, has already begun to shift. 'Cause it has. You are listening with a resting body, but your soul is in motion. It's meeting your essence again, rediscovering your faith, and gently whispering, you're coming home. Let this play, not just in your ears, but in your memories, in your dreams, in your subconscious. Sleep with this, and allow the soul to do what it knows best, to care for you completely. there is a sacred place. Not quite sound, not quite silence. Space in between. It's here that something begins to settle. The noise of the day fades. But it doesn't disappear. Transforms. Every thought that once felt heavy is now carried by light. Every emotion that once overwhelmed is now held with grace. This space is where the soul speaks. Not in words, but in waves of knowing. Maybe you feel a warmth in your chest, or a subtle rhythm in your breath. Maybe you feel nothing at all, and even that is perfect, because this space isn't about feeling more. It's about releasing what was too much. You're not here to perform. You're not here to prove anything. You're here to be, to simply be. And in that being, healing unfolds. You are safe to relax deeper. Safe to let your guard down. Safe to trust, even without answers. In this stillness, your soul starts weaving together the parts of you that once felt broken. It's not fixing, it's remembering. Not forcing, just realigning. You're not alone in this space. You are held by something greater, by God, by love, by a wisdom older than time. Let yourself float here a little longer, in the space between what was and what will be, in the gentle hum between sound and silence, where you are not expected to do, only to receive. And as you drift deeper into this sacred stillness, know this, your healing is already happening. You are already being renewed. Rest, and let grace do the rest. Not all healing happens in the light. Some of the deepest transformations occur in the dark, in places you cannot see, in stories you no longer remember, in wounds you've buried just to keep moving forward. But love remembers, travels where logic cannot go. It reaches into forgotten corners of the soul, and without asking for permission, it begins to clean, to soften, to awaken. Right now as you rest, that love is working within you. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's real. It may show up as a single tear you didn't expect, or a calm that wraps around you like a blanket. Or maybe it doesn't show up at all, not yet, but it's there, moving quietly through your unconscious, like warm light through old walls. You don't need to understand how, you just need to allow. This is love's language. Doesn't explain, it restores. Doesn't demand, it embraces. It doesn't rush, it waits. There's a part of you that has longed for this softness, a part that's tired of pretending to be strong, a part that still remembers what it feels like to be whole. Let that part rise. Let it breathe. Let it be held. Right now, you are surrounded by a presence that asks for nothing and gives everything. No judgment, no pressure, only love. Let it in. Through the cracks, through the silence, through the night. You don't need to be perfect to be healed. You just need to be open. And you are. Right now you are. So sleep. Let love do what only it can do. Let it reach the places words cannot. Let it touch the unconscious and remind it, you are safe. You are loved. You are home. The body is always listening. Even when the mind is busy. Even when the world is loud. Holds everything, every memory, every emotion, every word you told yourself in silence. And yet, the body also knows how to let go. Not through force, but through presence. Right now as you rest, your soul is speaking softly, and your body is listening. It hears the forgiveness you've been trying to offer yourself. It hears the exhaustion that you've been carrying alone. It hears the quiet hope you barely admitted was still there. And slowly, without pressure, your body begins to respond. Muscles release, breath deepens, tension begins to fade. Not because the pain never existed, but because the body finally feels safe. Safe to feel, safe to trust, safe to rest. There is a language that needs no words. The soul feels, and the body listens. And right now, your entire being is learning how to heal through stillness. This healing doesn't need instructions, it only needs permission. And you've already given that, by simply being here, by choosing to rest, by allowing something greater to take over. if only for this moment. So let your body receive. Let your heart soften. Let your breath carry the peace your soul already knows. You are not broken. You are becoming whole again, not by doing more, but by surrendering gently. And as you surrender, the body listens, and it remembers what it feels like to be loved from the inside out. There is a kind of surrender that doesn't look like giving up, but like finally letting go. Not with a cry, not with resistance, but in sacred silence. It happens when the soul knows that the time to fight has passed, that healing no longer needs force, only trust, and so quietly you release the weight of the unanswered, the grip of control, the fear of what might come. You let it all fall into the hands of something wiser, into the rhythm of something greater, into the arms of God. And here, in this surrender, a miracle begins. Not the kind that shakes the ground, but the kind that softens your heart. Not the kind that changes the world outside, but the kind that transforms the world within. It's the miracle of peace without explanation, of clarity without noise, of comfort that arrives in the stillness. You don't have to make sense of anything right now. You don't need to plan or fix or prove. You're allowed to just be, held by grace, bathed in presence, wrapped in divine stillness. This is where healing accelerates, in the pause, in the breath, in the surrender that whispers, I can't carry this alone anymore. And heaven answers, you don't have to. So sleep, rest, and let this silent surrender carry you deeper than any effort ever could. Because it's here, right here, that the miracle begins. No matter how far you've wandered, no matter how long it's been, your soul never forgets. It remembers you, not the version shaped by fear, not the one exhausted by expectations, but the one beneath it all. The real you, the one who laughed freely as a child, the one who trusted without hesitation, the one who dreamed boldly before the world told you to shrink. That version of you is still here, not lost, just quiet. And in this moment of stillness, your soul begins to call them back, with tenderness, with truth, with love that asks nothing but remembrance. Not to become someone new, but to come home to who you've always been. You may have forgotten, but your soul hasn't. It's never once let go of your essence, even in the chaos, even in the pain, even when you felt completely disconnected. Held on, and now it's gently guiding you back, back to your center, back to your light, back to your sacred name. Not the one the world gave you, but the one whispered by eternity. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not too late. You are returning. And as you return, everything begins to realign. Your breath finds its rhythm. Your heart finds its courage. Your path begins to glow again. Let this moment remind you, you were never truly lost, just a little out of reach from your own reflection. Tonight, the soul brings you closer, closer to your truth, closer to your peace, closer to the quiet knowing that you were always enough. There was a time when your heart trusted easily, when it opened without fear, when it loved without hesitation. But life happened. Disappointments arrived unannounced. Promises were broken. People left or stayed in ways that hurt. And little by little, your heart built walls, not to punish, but to protect. Tonight, those walls begin to soften, not because everything is suddenly safe again, but because your soul is ready to remind your heart it's okay to trust again, not blindly, not recklessly, but gently, with wisdom. Because trust doesn't mean forgetting what hurt you, it means believing that healing is stronger, that your spirit is wiser now, that you can open again, not to be broken, but to be expanded. Right now, your heart is listening, not to words, but to energy, to presence, to love that asks nothing of you. Accept this. Don't close the door forever. Let the light peek through the cracks. Let the warmth reach you, even if only a little. Let the possibility of trust return. not all at once, but breath by breath. And if fear still lingers, that's okay. Fear is just a part of love that hasn't been healed yet. But love is here. Patient, unrushed. It knocks on the walls your heart built. Not to tear them down, but to be let in slowly. Tonight, let that begin. Let your heart exhale. Let it stop guarding every beat. Let it remember the sweetness of surrender. Because in this silence, with this frequency, you are not alone. You are being guided. And your heart, yes, your heart, is learning how to trust again. In this space, time has no meaning. There are no clocks, no deadlines, no past to regret, no future to chase. Only now, only breath, only presence. Your soul doesn't live by the ticking of seconds. It moves in waves, in stillness, in eternity. And right now, as you surrender to rest, you've stepped into that sacred realm, the space where healing is not rushed, 'cause it never needed to be. There is no too late here. No should've. No what if. There is only the truth of who you are. Aimless, limitless. Maybe your body still remembers pain measured in years. Maybe your mind still holds stories labeled by dates. But your soul only speaks the language of presence. And in this presence, nothing is missing. Nothing is broken. Nothing is out of place. You are not behind. You are not running out of time. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Not a moment too soon. Not a breath too late. So let this stillness expand. Let this moment stretch beyond what the mind can measure. Let yourself rest in the truth that healing isn't on a schedule. It's on a rhythm. And you are in perfect rhythm now. You are free from pressure. Free from performance. Free from the illusion that you must rush to become something. You already are. And in this space beyond time, you are remembered. You are loved. You are eternal. Sometimes it feels like you've been walking alone. Like no one truly sees you. Like even God has gone quiet. But not everything that's silent is absent. And not everything that's invisible is gone. There is a presence. Gentle, constant, unwavering. That has never stopped being with you. Not when you fell. Not when you doubted. Not when you pushed everything and everyone away. This presence stayed. In the background. In the breath. In the pauses between your thoughts. It didn't need to speak loudly. It didn't need to prove anything. Because true love doesn't demand attention. It offers it. And now as you rest, as your defenses fall away, you can finally feel it again. That quiet comfort. That still support. That sacred whisper. I never left you. Not for a second. Not for a heartbeat. Not even when you forgot how to pray. This presence walked with you through every season. Through the joy and the grief. Through the clarity and the confusion. It watched over you in silence. Not because it didn't care, but because it trusted you were finding your way. And now you are. You're remembering. You're returning. Not to something new, but to what has always been here. Right now. Always. So breathe into that knowing. Let it hold you. Let it wrap around your soul like a blanket of grace. You are not alone. You have never been. The presence never left. It was just waiting for a quiet moment like this, where you could finally hear it again. Sometimes clarity doesn't come like lightning, comes like a sunrise. Gradual, unexpectedly beautiful. And maybe, tonight, something inside you is beginning to understand. Not with the mind, but with the heart. Not through words, but through feeling. The pain that once made no sense, now seems to have softened something in you. The delays that frustrated you, now feel like protection in disguise. The silence wasn't abandonment. It was preparation. You are not being punished. You are being refined. Not everything was meant to be fixed. Some things were meant to shape you. And now you're starting to see the pattern. You're realizing that the things that broke you open also let more light in. You're beginning to understand why your soul chose this path. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary for who you are becoming. So let that realization settle in. Let the light spread gently across the dark corners of your story. And allow this truth to sink deep. Nothing has been wasted. Not your tears, not your doubts, not your waiting. All of it was part of the becoming. We live in a world that glorifies motion, hustle, effort, noise. But the soul, it moves differently, speaks in pauses, it heals in stillness, it awakens in the silence. Right now, you're in that sacred stillness, and something within you knows. This is where the real transformation happens. Not in the doing, but in the being. Stillness is not emptiness. It's presence intensified. It's the space where God whispers, where your soul realigns, where peace becomes louder than fear. There is no race here, no performance, just rest, just trust. And as you stay in this quiet moment, you are reclaiming something the world tried to steal, your inner rhythm. So let it beat slowly, let it breathe deeply, let it remember how to live without rushing. Stillness isn't passive, it's powerful. It's not the absence of movement, it's the fullness of alignment. And tonight, you are aligned. So much of life is spent trying to become better, stronger, more worthy, more loved. But what if the journey was never about becoming, but remembering? What if who you're trying to become is simply who you've always been, before the world told you to be someone else, before the comparisons, before the pressure, before the wounds? Right now, beneath the layers of identity, beneath the masks and the survival mode, there you are, still intact, still sacred, still enough. You are not broken, you're buried under years of noise, but you are still you. And this moment, this rest, this silence, is unearthing your truth. You are not on your way to becoming someone new. You are on your way back to the you that was never lost. So stop trying so hard to become. Start allowing yourself to remember. 'Cause when you do, everything inside you begins to sigh with relief. Not because it's over, but because you finally remembered who you are. Healing is not about perfection. It's about integration. Not fixing every flaw, but holding every piece with love. Not erasing the past, but honoring it as part of the whole. Right now, you are returning to yourself. Not the filtered version, not the masked one, but the whole one. The one who carries light and shadow, joy and grief, strength and softness. And you are learning that wholeness is not a destination. It's a posture, presence, permission. Feel, pause, to rest, to say, I am worthy. Even while I'm still becoming. This return doesn't require answers. Only honesty, only openness, only your willingness to stop running from yourself. Let that be your healing. Not a finish line, but a homecoming. You don't need to be anyone else tonight. You don't need to perform peace. You are already whole, right here, right now, exactly as you are. There is a voice within you, older than fear, wiser than doubt, gentler than judgment. It's the voice that whispered to you as a child, when the world felt big and you felt small. The voice that comforted you when no one else understood. The one that said, keep going, I'm with you. Over time that voice got quieter. Buried beneath noise, beneath responsibilities, beneath the voice of the world. But it never disappeared. And tonight, it's speaking again. Not to instruct you, not to correct you, but to remind you of your truth. To remind you that you were never meant to be perfect, only present. To remind you that even when your thoughts are loud, your essence is still calm. This voice doesn't push. It invites. It doesn't demand, it guides. And it speaks in ways the world can't always hear. In the warmth of a tear. In the breath that slows without effort. In the exhale that feels like release. In the sense that, for once, you are enough, even in silence. Let this voice rise again. Let it echo through your body. Let it replace every lie you believed with truth. You are not too far gone. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are guided. You are protected. You are deeply, deeply loved. And the voice within you, the one that sounds like peace, the one that feels like home, has never left your side. Tonight you're not just hearing it, you're remembering it. And from now on, may that be the voice you trust the most. Even in your darkest nights, there was always a light inside you. Soft maybe, but steady. Hidden perhaps, but never gone. You may not have seen it. You may have felt lost, confused, shattered. But the light was there. It never flickered out. Not once. It lived beneath the pain, beneath the numbness, beneath the moments when you said, I can't do this anymore. Because there's something divine within you that refuses to be extinguished. A spark that no heartbreak could touch. A flame that no disappointment could drown. A truth that no lie could erase. And tonight, that light is remembering itself. It's rising. Not as a fire that burns, but as a warmth that heals. Not as something loud and explosive, but as something sacred and quiet. A whisper in your chest saying, I'm still here. Maybe you've been walking in survival for so long that you forgot how it feels to shine. You've dimmed your brilliance to fit in, swallowed your voice to keep peace, shrunk your dreams to stay safe. But the light inside you is not interested in fitting in. It was born to be seen, to be felt, be shared. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about peeling back the layers that were never yours. The fear, shame, the self-doubt. And as you rest now, those layers begin to dissolve. With every breath, your soul exhales what no longer belongs. With every moment of silence, your inner flame gets brighter, and you begin to remember. You were never broken, just buried. Never abandoned, just momentarily disconnected. Never hopeless, just exhausted. But the light has waited, with the patience of eternity, with the love of the divine, with the unwavering belief that you would find your way back. And here you are, not because you forced it, but because you finally allowed it. This light isn't asking you to fix yourself. It isn't asking you to prove your worth. It only asks you to come home, to your own soul. So let it in. Let it travel through your bloodstream. Let it reach the places that ache. Let it illuminate the corners of you that you've hidden from even yourself. You don't need to understand it. You only need to feel it. Because this light knows the way, knows what you need. It knows how to heal you, not just in body, but in belief. It will not leave you. Cannot. 'Cause it is you. It is the part of you that belongs to something higher. To love, to grace, to God. And no matter what has happened, no matter how long it's been, that light has never stopped shining. Even when your eyes couldn't see it, even when your voice went silent, even when your hope went numb, stayed. It waited for this moment, this breath, this stillness. So now, as you lie here, safe and surrounded by this frequency, let that light expand. Let it cover your doubts. Let it soften your pain. Let it remind you of the sacred truth. You are never in the dark. You are the light. Not everything that heals you will make sense. Sometimes the most powerful transformations happen without explanation, without logic, without warning. They don't ask for permission. They don't arrive with clarity. They simply happen, quietly, deeply, and often without you even noticing. And that's okay, because healing isn't always something you can track or measure. It's not always visible. Doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like crying for no reason, or finally sleeping through the night. Sometimes it's canceling a plan because your soul needs stillness. Sometimes it's breathing deeper than you ever have, without knowing why. Healing often begins where language ends. And tonight, in this moment of stillness, something within you is healing, without you needing to understand how. Your cells are listening. Your energy is shifting. Your nervous system is relaxing. Your inner child is exhaling. There is an intelligence far greater than the mind, working on your behalf right now. A divine rhythm, a sacred order, a grace that knows exactly what you need, before you know how to ask. So if the tears come, let them. If the silence stretches longer than usual, honor it. If your body tingles, sighs, or softens, don't question it. That's healing in motion. You've spent so much of your life trying to figure everything out, trying to solve yourself like a puzzle, trying to fix what was never broken, just hurt. But healing isn't about fixing. It's about remembering. Remembering your wholeness. Remembering that your worth never left you, even when others did. Remembering that you are allowed to rest, without earning it. And tonight, you are resting, not just your body, but your defenses, your pressure, your fear. You are resting in the arms of something greater, something that doesn't require you to prove or perform, only to receive. Let go of the need to understand. Let go of the question, am I doing this right? You are here. You are open. You are surrendering. And that's enough. More than enough. Some things are healed in conversation, others in silence, some in medicine, others in music, and some in frequencies like this one, where words are few but energy is vast. Let this frequency do what it was designed to do. Let it reach places you cannot name. Let it speak to the wounds you forgot you carried. Let it wrap around the parts of you still learning how to feel safe again. 'Cause this is healing. The kind you don't need to define. The kind you don't need to force. The kind that doesn't arrive in a moment, but that lingers and keeps working even as you sleep. So exhale, release, be still, and know this. You are being healed, not because you understand it, but because you allowed it. Not every prayer is spoken out loud. Some are whispered in the silence of the soul. Some are just a look toward the sky, a sigh in the dark, a tear sliding down the cheek without a word attached. And still they are heard, not by chance, not by luck, but by a presence that listens beyond language. You don't need the perfect words. You don't need to kneel, or shout, or recite anything sacred. Sometimes the most powerful prayer is simply the ache of your heart saying, "Please," or the silence saying, "I don't know what to ask for, but I need help." And that's enough. That's more than enough. Because real prayer isn't about performance. It's about connection. It's not about formality. It's about honesty. And the most honest prayers are the ones we whisper in the quietest moments, when there's nothing left to hold on to but hope. Tonight your soul is praying, even if your lips are still, even if your thoughts are scattered, even if your faith feels fragile. There is a part of you that knows how to reach heaven, without saying a single word. That part of you is speaking now. And yes, it's being heard. By God. By the universe. By love itself. 'Cause love always listens. It hears the prayers you cried when no one else was watching. It remembers the moments you gave up, but kept going anyway. Carries the questions you were too afraid to ask. And it answers, not always with explanations, but with presence. With peace that has no reason. With comfort that shows up in the middle of the night. With signs. With silence. With softness that reminds you, you are not alone. So stop trying to pray the right way. Just be here. Just breathe. Just feel. That too is prayer. Your breath is a prayer. Your heartbeat is a rhythm heaven knows well. Your stillness is a sanctuary. And this moment is holy. Let your body become the altar. Let your surrender be the offering. Let your rest be the amen. You don't have to chase miracles. They are already circling you, waiting for you to slow down long enough to receive. And in this stillness, in this quiet frequency, they come closer. Answers you didn't expect. Feelings you thought you had lost. Relief in the form of warmth. Love, arriving without condition. You asked without knowing. You received without effort. Because prayer was never meant to be complicated. It was meant to be honest. And you, in your silence, have been more honest than ever. So rest now. Let the prayers you didn't speak do the work you couldn't do. Let heaven hold what your hands can no longer carry. Let grace do what striving never could. And trust this, every silent prayer, has already been heard, and every answer is already on its way. There is a kind of peace the world can't give you, and because of that, the world can't take it away. It doesn't depend on everything going right. It doesn't need certainty. It doesn't require understanding. It simply arrives when you stop trying to earn it. You may have been taught that peace is what happens when problems are solved. But real peace, the deep, holy kind, often comes before the solution. It's not what you feel after the chaos ends. It's what you discover within the chaos, when your soul finally lets go of control. And that's what's happening right now. You're not escaping. You're not pretending. You're not ignoring what hurts. You're simply stepping into a higher truth, one that says, I can rest. Even if I don't have all the answers, I can feel calm. Even if I'm still in the middle of the unknown, I can let peace hold me. Even when I can't hold myself, this is the peace that depends on nothing. Not on money, not on relationships, not on the perfect words, not even on your own strength. It's the peace that comes from knowing you are carried by grace, carried by divine timing, carried by something you don't have to understand, to trust. Let that peace in now. Let it fill the cracks. Let it flow into the tight places inside your chest. Let it settle behind your eyes, where your thoughts usually spin. Let it move into the places that rarely feel quiet. Peace is not the absence of emotion. It's the presence of love, steady and still, no matter how loud life gets. And as you breathe now, you are choosing that presence. With every inhale, you are receiving stillness. With every exhale, you are releasing resistance. And your soul is beginning to understand something your mind could never explain. You don't have to wait for life to be perfect, to feel peaceful. That kind of peace is already yours. It lives within you. It was placed there by something holy, something eternal, something that has always known who you are. It's the same peace that held you as a child, before you could explain your pain. It's the same peace that shows up in dreams, in music, in stillness like this one. So let it rise again. Let it hold your heart. Let it wash over your body like light. You don't have to grasp it. You only have to allow it. This peace, the one that depends on nothing, is the most real thing you'll ever know. And right now, in this moment, you are surrounded by it. No striving, no asking, no needing. Just this is. 'Cause you're here. Because you're held. 'Cause you remembered. This isn't a beginning. And it isn't an end. This is a return. A sacred reunion. With the version of you that never left. Just waited. Waited beneath the roles you played. Waited beneath the fears you fed. Waited beneath the silence. Until you were ready to remember. And now, you are remembering. You're not becoming someone new. You're coming home to everything you've ever been. The light, the love, the intuition, the wisdom, the beauty, to come. It was never lost, only hidden. But now, in this stillness, with your eyes closed, and your heart open, you are touching something eternal, and it is touching you back. You are meeting your essence again, without shame, without apology, without fear. You're realizing you don't need to improve your way to worthiness. You only needed to return. Return to your softness. Return to your strength. Return to your knowing. Return to the love that has always lived within you, quiet but unshakable. This reunion is gentle. It's not an explosion. It's not a breakthrough. It's a breath that says, I remember who I am, and I forgive myself for forgetting. No more pretending. No more shrinking. No more carrying what never belonged to you. Lay it all down now. Let this reunion be your rest. Let it be the place where your soul says, I am whole, am home, I am enough. There's nothing more to chase, nothing more to force, nothing more to hold on to. You've arrived, and what meets you here is not judgment, not pressure, not demand. What meets you is grace. What holds you is light. What welcomes you is you. So stay a little longer in this space. Let it wrap around you like memory and miracle. Let the reunion continue, beyond this moment, into your breath, into your choices, into your life. Because now that you've remembered, you'll never be the same. You'll walk differently. You'll speak softer. You'll trust deeper. You'll love wider. 'Cause now you know. You were never missing, only waiting to be seen again. And now you are.